Audio recordings of Rudy Giuliani and a campaign official for Donald Trump were provided by former Fox News producer Abby Grossberg to MSNBC host Alex Wagner that are pretty fascinating and further highlight the fact that those making the claims about all these different things with the election after Trump lost and before he left office, that period of time that is getting focused on a lot because of the Dominion defamation lawsuit against Fox News and all of that, they knew they didn't have the evidence for the things that they were saying. Take a look at this from Mediaite, and then we'll listen to the recordings. MSNBC's Alex Wagner aired potentially devastating recordings of Rudy Giuliani and a campaign official for Donald Trump telling Fox News they lacked receipts regarding the former president's claims about fraud in the 2020 election. The recordings were provided by former Fox News producer Abby Grossberg, who has filed 2 lawsuits of her own against her employer. She alleges the network allowed a culture of sexual harassment and misogyny. Dominion's lawyers argue the recording should have been handed over during discovery. The judge in the case agreed and sanctioned Fox for withholding evidence. Whew. And then here is this from Alex Wagner's show. And this is a recording of Maria Bartiromo on the phone with Rudy Giuliani.
I'm going to be asking you for as much evidence as you can tell us about these lawsuits. Whatever you can tell us in terms of evidence would be really helpful. Okay, great.
I can tell you exactly what we have.
Perfect. And what about this software, this Dominion software?
That's a little harder
troubling
to tell you. Right, it's being analyzed right now. I mean, there are a couple of races that have been reversed because the Democrat was triple counted, two already in Michigan. Now, whether that applies for the whole state or not, I can't tell you yet.
This Dominion software, does Nancy Pelosi have an interest in it?
I've read that. I can't prove that yet.
Okay.
Can't prove that. That was Rudy Giuliani, the face.
So that's the first, and this is a Trump campaign official.
Are any of the machines, I know it was on War Room the other day with Steve Bannon, have any of the machines been looked at? He had said that one was looked at in Georgia.
Fox News producer talking to a Trump campaign official.
I'd have to check on that in terms of Georgia. I know during the audit they did check on those machines. They're really, if we can just go off the record for 1 sec here.
Yeah, of course. I don't want us to say it if it's not. That's why we're checking.
I think they have looked at the machines. When the Secretary of State did its audit, there was a fair bit of looking at the machines. The audit came in pretty darn close to what the machine count was with the receipts. So, I don't know the outcome of those, but our understanding, again, this is from the Secretary of State's office, was that there weren't any physical issues with machines on those inspections.
And then Alex Wagner highlights that was December 5th, 2020. Also on December 5th, 2020, while the Trump campaign official was going, they did the audit and essentially everything was on the up and up. These machines were not fraudulently giving votes to Biden. But Trump was saying this on that same day.
In one Michigan county using Dominion voting systems, nearly 6,000 votes were discovered that were wrongly switched from Trump to Biden. They called it a glitch. You know, a glitch, that's like the machine broke. Numerous times we found glitches, and every single time the glitch went 100% to Biden and no percent to Trump. The same system.
So his own campaign officials on that day recognizing, I don't know, we don't have evidence. Seems to be the case that it was secure. And Trump saying that. And beyond that, as we've talked about in the past, Trump's team hired researchers to go look into the very states that they were making all these claims about and try to find voter fraud, widespread voter fraud. Let's get the evidence. The researchers looked into it. They could not find evidence for the claims Trump was making. And Trump kept going with that. That was after he lost the election, before January 6th, and he got the information back before January 6th, before his call with Brad Raffensperger from these researchers, and kept making the claims anyways. It was the researchers he paid telling him it's not true. And still, he's making the claims. And it's dangerous. It's not lying about something insignificant. That's lying about our democracy. And over a long enough period of time, you just can't have a functioning democracy if enough people believe it's not functioning correctly. If enough people believe the only way an election is fair is if their person wins, which is where a lot of people are at now within the GOP. The only way it wasn't stolen is if their person wins. That's not going to function for forever. And right now, 63% of Republicans believe Biden's election win was illegitimate. That's a lot of people. Not because there's evidence, but because these claims keep being made by people that they trust. They shouldn't trust them, but they do. And they buy into these lies, and now we are where we are in terms of the threat to our democracy.